you know, I'm pretty overwhelmed with everything.
I know.
I'm really happy about everything, but sometimes he can just help me kind of. Oh, like, does it look good or what? What are we doing? So we're going here.
Okay, I'm here.
But you gotta
This is all of us. What? I gotta what?
Talk like, you know,
in the mic.
Into it.
well, you gotta like you can move the mic.
You can lift it
Okay,
a little bit.
Right.
Okay.
So point it right into your mouth. Like, yeah, but you don't need to. I'm saying you can like point it like up.
Got it.
And, like you can move it.
So weird.
Like
okay,
this,
it's just
this part can
uncomfortable.
move too.
Okay, I got it.
Will you help her?
No, I don't
there
need
you go.
help. Okay, got it. Okay, good. Okay, hi. Yeah, so our meeting was about Sermon on the Mount and the Beatitudes.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think it spoke to you a lot about like where you're at with
Yeah.
the podcast and YouTube
Yeah.
and TikTok
Yeah.
and basically anything you put before God will be removed. You know, and I'm not saying that those things aren't going to be removed for you. Like I really believe, I know that they're not going to be.
It's like,
but
finally.
yeah, and actually, it's going to keep
Fucking
growing.
A. All I'm trying to do is like help people.
I know, and you're doing a good job.
Yeah, it's really coming together. Thanks, brother. We got our boy Woodstock here. This dude just hit me up on Instagram. Why do I sound like really loud compared to everyone else?
You sound fine.
Okay. Yeah, so...
He hit you up on Instagram and what?
Yeah, well, he was just saying... What were you... That's good. You can cut it. Actually, can you jump on that mic real quick for like a second? Sure. So what were you just saying? Just real quick, just because this is kind of a divine thing. Because this dude... Do you want to just kind of explain what you were just telling me about?
Yeah. Okay, so... like, I'm more spiritual than religious, and so I feel like a lot of the things that go on are more like manifestations of yourself and how much energy you put into things. And so I thought about, and you could say meditated on, for about a month prior to hitting Patrick up. And then a month after that of like following his IG, seeing his drive, seeing his motivation, I was like, I'm going to take that gamble. I'm going to reach out, you know, and just put positivity. And he hit me back within like an hour of me messaging him while I was still out in Kansas on a vacation. And he was like, dude, let me know when you're back in the valley. And now here I am.
But you know what's crazy is I like hit everyone back. Most people are out of state and most people just don't, I don't know, like they don't really want it. They want to like, but also dude like used to have like mad seizures and shit.
Facts. Yeah.
Ooh, I've been reading about that.
Yo, his story is kind of crazy, but he was also just saying that he used to like spread the word of God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When I was out in Missouri, I was going to church 3 days a week, doing the men's encounters as well. And I was 19, 20 at the time. I also living with a meth addict and an extremely bad alcoholic who he was also like, my cousin, I would hold him naked while he cried and be like, I'm fucking my kid's life up, man. And I'd be like, you got the power, dude. You know what I mean? And so like, his wife really led me to God and got me into that. And so I was definitely running with faith for a long time before I switched things inward to looking at myself and started.
So dude's story is kind of crazy, and I think it's definitely, this is definitely like, I don't know, I guess you could call it like a divine appointment. But everything is, right? So that's the thing, is everything is. I'm just glad. And I know it's all kind of happening really quick, but I've been wanting to hit you up for a couple days now and just been kind of too busy.
Right.
But like, dude, you're here. I was like, yo, come over tomorrow. But then tonight I was like, yo, I could use help tonight. And he was just here. So I got you some Venmo on the fucking Uber and whatever you need. And so now we got our Jamie, hopefully. And his name's way cooler, Woodstock.
Dude, what's your real
It's like
Richard.
perfect.
Yeah.
I love Woodstock, though.
Yeah, it's been my name since the 7th grade, and I like it. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So, okay.
Oh,
So,
it's not after the festival. It's after the little bird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
whoa. Okay, cool. So back to Danielle. Thanks for kind of filling
I'm
us
so
in.
happy you're here.
We're going to have you
Welcome.
jump in a little bit more or whatever.
Yeah, because I actually do want to talk to him about like, because that's what happened to me too. It's like I started, I guess, when I was little, I grew up Jewish, and then my family, my mom, like met these Christian people, and then I became Christian, and I was baptized, and I went to Christian camp, and then after that, I kind of like fell away from that, and then I went back into my like Jewish like traditions, and I was bat mitzvahed in Israel, and then after that, I got into like New Age and like the like collective consciousness, oneness, you know, like the 1111, the Sri Yantra, the occult, all that kind of stuff, right? And then just recently is when I've had some really like crazy experiences with like just like downloads that I've been getting, and people that I've met actually, and basically they're like some of my friends are teaching me the Word of God and like and the Scripture, the Gospel, and now I'm back towards my Christian faith.
And by the way, this is Danielle, a dear friend of mine who I've known for a long time and I've worked in treatment with. I'm just telling people that have been listening to us for 10 minutes,
Right.
wondering who this girl is that's talking. She's met her at Woo's tattoo shop, oddly enough. Yeah, you can just finish uploading, and if you ever want to say something, you could just yell it in the background. This isn't like any kind of professional thing, and if you notice like a really cool thing happening, you could just jump on the camera and just film me.
Yeah.
And then that could be like a little Instagram video or whatever. That's what I'm missing, is someone that can just like help me make more content that's better content, you know, because I can do it with my phone. Oh, that's another thing is like, yeah. So yeah, Danielle.
This is
No,
part
we
of it.
have a-
He jumps around, but
For sure. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to keep.
You know, so what we need to do is we need to post a story to the Learning to
okay.
Lose.
Can I ask you a couple questions,
Yeah, for
Danielle?
sure. Yes.
So your mother was she born here or was she born in Japan?
She
or
was born in Japan
And how old was she when she came here?
in her 20s.
And she met your father shortly after?
No, yes. She came here on a vacation. She met my father, and then she ended up moving here to the States. But they moved to Hawaii.
Oh, because they jived and she's like, I'm going to move in and
Yeah. They fell in love. Like, my dad's a musician. He was on tour. My mom was just visiting her sister because her sister moved to the States first. And then her and my dad met, and then my dad was performing out in Los Angeles, but my dad was living in Hawaii. So they both ended up moving to Hawaii.
I see. Do you have brothers or sisters?
No.
Okay. Just I always like to get background just to know where people are coming from.
No, me too. I like to get that too.
You know what I'm saying?
And
I get
so you grew up Jewish pretty much, the whole deal.
Yeah. I mean, Jewish and then Christian.
And then your mom started introducing you to Christianity and never any Buddhism influence.
No, my mom had the Buddhism influence from like her mother. And then I started to learn more about Buddhism, I think, later on in life. Because I wanted to understand all religions, all theologies, all ways of like seeing things and all beliefs. Because I wanted to believe in everything. I believe in everything. But I take that back. I'm sorry. I wanted to believe in everything, that we were all one, that we're all connected, like the 1111 on my wrist. You know, like people are like, I remember.
But
what?
that is correct.
What?
That we're all one, that we're all like cells in one body.
Yeah, and we're all connected, but I don't think, but I now am just like, I'm more along the lines of my beliefs are more Jesus. I believe in Jesus as the Son of God, and he's my God. Like Jesus came here, died on the cross for our sins, and
this is because you had a profound experience, or what?
I've had many profound experiences
with Jesus, though.
Yeah. So most recently was the CBD thing that happened.
Well, let me ask you this. Before this, did you ever feel weird saying that I'm into Jesus, or was that just a cool thing always for you?
No, I feel like here's an example. I had like around 300 to 400 people viewing my stories on Instagram. And then as soon as I started posting more about Jesus, it dropped in half to 200 followers that watch my stories every day.
Well, I mean, dude, like I always worry about people just like tuning out.
Right.
We've had a lot of Jesus stuff on this podcast, ironically, especially in the last 6 months, because people, my baby mama,
just turn it down, because you can hear it on the
had some kind of profound experience and is full all in, and the Evigans, and I've always just for me the Jesus thing is just a repellent, and I think for most people that's why I'm asking this question. As soon as they hear that, they're like, "Oh, get away from me, Jesus freak."
Okay,
right?
so
because it's almost like saying, "Oh, I'm actually nuts and emotionally unsound." Basically,
is that what that feels like? That's what you hear?
That's what I hear. Yes.
That's so funny.
Well,
See, I don't feel that way. Oh.
Well, that's good. That
I'm not saying that's you.
No, I know.
No, I like you. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Yeah, okay.
But like, I just think it's important. Whatever. Like, I don't. I'm attached. I'm in love with the principles. I'm in love with the ideas behind it. Like our meeting that we just had, it's a Sermon on the Mount meeting, and we're reading this book by Emmett Fox, but it's really not by Emmett Fox. It's really by Jesus. He's just interpreting it. He's just explaining what blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. What does that mean, really? And that one little fucking sentence is so packed with knowledge that there's pages on what meek means and what blessed means and what earth is. Earth doesn't mean like earth. It means like,
I don't know. I know, but I don't right now.
It means everything. It means, so they shall inherit the earth, like meaning they shall inherit all the blessings and all the good stuff, and they shall be happy, and they shall have everything they ever thought they wanted, and all this stuff, right? That's what it means.
Right.
I'm not sure, but okay.
Yeah.
I think that's what that means.
Earth.
No, maybe you're right. I just don't remember.
And bread is like,
all the things you need.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not just food,
right.
but clothing, money, whatever.
Right.
But it's just really cool because all that book really talks about, and all the main shit in the Bible that I like is all about humility and service and empathy and gratitude and honesty and courage and faith and just all these cool things. It's weird. I talk about these principles so much. I feel like I can just like name them all really quickly. It's just pretty cool, I think.
Really
cool.
cool.
You're good at that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to tell you my angle right here is devil's advocate, because I really want to understand your experience, because I think you're intelligent and had a real experience. And the video you just showed me, and Angela and the Evigans, I respect all these people, and they're telling me something I just cannot relate with. But I grew up. Okay, so
I can't either.
My
Meaning I haven't had the
Jesus thing, like
Jesus has not come down,
and I want that to happen to both of you. And I think that if you both ask for it, like tonight before bed, and just when you're looking up at the sky, by yourself, be like, Jesus, will you come to me and like give me a rad experience so I really understand like who you are? Like I'm seeking you, and like I want like a personal experience with you.
You think you can have that when you don't believe it's real?
I don't know.
Did you believe it was real?
Believe it's real, huh?
I don't know. I don't
No,
necessarily.
You're open.
So what he just said is Emmett Fox is what this book is, what AA and all these amazing 12-step programs that help people is based on. But it's an interpretation and it's metaphysics by definition. And if you were to ask Angela, it's not Jesus, and probably a lot of people. So my angle here is going to be to try to figure out any logic in this whole thing.
This is interesting. I want to know too.
Because if you could, but I'm thinking maybe there is no logic and it's an experience.
What?
But anyway, I just want to explore that. So that's my angle here.
Okay, cool.
And I always say this ahead of time. I don't want to make you feel bad. I'm not attacking you, but I'm going to ask you questions. Okay? I do this to everybody.
Oh my God.
And
no, but we're also just going to talk about like recovery and
and background.
I think
I'm curious how. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You were talking. I'm sorry. You continue.
Well, also, and you said you have good parents, and I'm just curious how you became a drug addict and stuff too, like your journey, and because we came from some fucked up shit, so it's almost like that's bound to happen. But so that would be interesting to hear about too a little bit. But
mine was just like I hated myself because I didn't feel like I fit in. Like I came from like more of a cultured, like a school with a lot of different races, and then I came out to Thousand Oaks, and I got made fun of for being Japanese. So like I started hating myself at a young age.
God,
really, like they actually made fun of you? Like, how old were you?
I moved out here in 5th grade.
Okay, little kids can be pretty cruel. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
But you know what's so funny about that is like it's like the coolest thing ever.
What?
Being Japanese.
For sure. Are you kidding?
So dope.
No, it's the best. I'm so grateful.
I just wish that. Oh man, and it also made you the cool person you are.
Yeah, and that ties in with learning to lose right there.
There
right?
it is,
dude.
And if kids could understand that and identify with that, like right out the gate, like if we can try to almost make these shameful, hurtful, losing, loss experience. Like if we can make these things like, I don't know, just change the narrative surrounding them, so that when you're a kid experiencing that, you're thinking, "Oh, cool! Like I'm getting me getting my character."
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be losing because it wouldn't be painful because you'd be like, oh.
No, it would be. It would still be painful. Even today when I
I see what you're saying.
Because even today when I go through pain, like what helps me, get through it is knowing there's a lesson to be learned. And also just kind of like, it still hurts though, but it's like, I'm not going to like kill myself over it. I'm not going to like, I don't know. It's just a weird... It's kind of a hard one to explain, but I think
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I think the people that listen to the podcast and the people that understand the brand understand what learning to lose means, and the fact that it's okay to be made fun of and to lose the game or to break up with the chick
or to be different. Yeah. It's okay to be different,
or to fight with your.
Because so what school did you come from? They had lots of races in it.
Beverly Hills, Beverly Vista, and then Lawrence 2000. So
and they were pretty mixed.
Yeah, like a lot of Armenian, Black,
Hispanic.
I think so. Yeah.
Asian.
There were some.
And out here was just like
all white.
Okay,
like
so
it was all white, and I got pantsed all the time, and they'd be like Chinese, Japanese, da da da, and all the boys that did that to me ended up wanting me in the end.
Oh,
and I'm totally not into it.
Okay, so how old were you when you started getting into drugs?
Like 17, 18.
Cool, and then you just like drank and smoked weed and did coke and shit, or what?
Yeah, and then meth was what like really took me down.
For how many years?
I was only like literally addicted, like what did I say, ball and chain, like addicted for like 4 months, like all day long, every day, couldn't stop. And then that's when my parents intervened and put me in treatment. But then after that, I relapsed, and then I went in and out for a really long time.
So you smoked like the pipe?
And I snorted it. And I went to my first treatment center. My parents had no idea where they were putting me. And I went to a Scientology-based treatment center called Narconon. And what I went through there was more traumatizing than like anything I've ever been through, because I had to sit in a sauna for 5 hours a day for 30 days. And they had us doing really weird things. Like we had to sit in front of somebody else like this for 2 hours, eyes open and eyes closed. And if you closed your eyes or did anything, no, eyes open like this. And if you were like itchy, you'd flunk and have to do it all over again.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. So I'm looking at you right now, okay? 2 hours?
2 hours like this.
And you can't blink?
You can blink.
That's it.
That's it. You can't
That
talk.
sounds like torture.
You can't move.
Just like that.
Like that.
And then the eyes start to look weird and
Dude, you start not giving a fuck. But like in the beginning, I see what like L. Ron Hubbard was doing there, like getting you comfortable in your own skin type of thing.
Wow.
But like for me, like I just felt like, wow, like what did I do to like put myself in this situation? Like I think the sauna thing was fucked up. Because they had us taking like 1,000 milligrams of niacin, which
I love niacin.
I hate niacin.
Oh, I take it all the time.
Oh,
What?
1,000 milligrams?
1,100, yeah.
wait,
You're
why?
nuts, bro.
Hold on a
You're
second.
nuts.
Why do you take that?
There's a lot of reasons.
Okay.
One is it can be an antidepressant. Two is it relaxes your muscles a lot. So like
for like little clips.
it just loosens up if you're sore and stuff. And the whole skin heat thing,
My mom.
I don't know. It just
You
doesn't-
like it?
It doesn't bother me that much. Yeah.
I don't know, the whole thing. And then they made us take birdseed
did
with
you have my
oil.
phone?
And then like I just got super fat in the sauna. And I was in the sauna with like men and women. And like a lot of them, look, it gave me life experience. It was really
Well, you weren't
interesting.
naked in the sauna, were you?
No. But it was just like the people that I was in there with, like it was weird.
Yeah, it sounds really like abusive almost.
So then, like at this treatment center, anytime I got in trouble, which was often because I was always like the rule breaker, they would put me on an ethics cycle. So for like 2 weeks, I wouldn't be able to speak to another human being, and I had to do everyone's dishes, which is 40 people, and I'd have to take a toothbrush to the fucking floor, and like for 2 weeks, I'd have to do physical labor.
So Danielle was in a fucking
Narconon.
It's a Scientology-based rehab where she had to fucking be in a sauna for 5 hours on niacin and stare at people in their fucking eyes for what?
2 hours eyes closed and 2 hours eyes open.
That's fucking dope.
But now I
mean,
look
like,
at everyone in the eye.
wow.
Like before, probably wouldn't have.
So there was benefits from all this.
1,000%.
Okay.
And
So
life
we
experience.
want to make sure we tag them too.
Narconon?
So check it out.
I just didn't know there's.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's keep going, guys.
That's a trip. How long were you in there?
So this is the crazy part. So like I did 2 months and then I lied and I said that I had wisdom teeth that were growing in, and it was so excruciatingly painful. So I had my parents fly me out here to go to my dentist to extract my teeth. My teeth were not growing in. They were fine. And I got them extracted just so I can get loaded. So then I ran away with a girl and ended up using, because I just wanted to get loaded. So I
You
ended up
weren't ready.
using,
You
I
weren't-
wasn't ready.
You
No.
didn't want to get sober. They just put you, or you kind of did, or
Right. Well, no, I didn't. And then I ended up getting shipped back after my run
where is this place?
in Nevada.
Okay.
And the fucking craziest part was the reason why I detoxed at a facility, Narconon, in San Diego. No, in Newport Beach. But then because Eric Costin's brother was in there with me.
Don't know who that is.
Eric Costin's a famous skateboarder. You know Eric Costin, right?
Yeah, he's dope.
Okay. So his brother
Girl.
was in treatment with me. So his brother became my friend and was like, "Oh, I'm going to go to the Nevada facility." And I was like, "Oh, I'll go to the Nevada facility." The Nevada facility was like in the middle of nowhere, Area 51, like jets every morning, 5 a.m. Like, you should look this shit up. It's insane. Like, you're
Is
literally.
it still exist?
I don't know.
Oh.
like the closest thing is a gas station that's 15 minutes away, and like you can't run away. So every weekend, like we were allowed to go wandering off into like the wilderness because there's no running away. But so anyway, when I have to backtrack.
This is so dope.
When I came back,
I had no idea. This is like wild.
When I escaped,
of those, huh?
I have
one's not enough, huh?
no. I like different flavors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I got back, what you missed was that I lied and I said my wisdom teeth were growing in so I could get them extracted, and I had them fly me back home. So I got them pulled out for no reason, just so I can go get loaded. So me and my girlfriend went and got high. And then I ended up, my parents ended up getting me to come home. I don't know how, but like a week later or something. And then they shipped me back to Nevada. And so when I got to Nevada, the program is called Narconon. So one girl was like, so did you get loaded? And I was like, okay, you can't say anything. But like, yeah, I did. And she's like, oh, I'm not going to say anything. She told on me. And my test came up like clean. So I don't know how, but like I ended up getting in trouble, and I got put on a 2-week ethics cycle. And so during an ethics cycle, you're not allowed to talk to anybody. So no one can talk to you. And there's 40 people there. You're doing everybody's dishes. You're scrubbing the fucking, you're orange glowing all the wood. The whole place is like a cabin made out of wood.
Orange glowing.
I lined a mile-long driveway full of boulders with a wheelbarrow. I picked the weeds. Like, I did physical labor there, you know? And so that was the first time I got in trouble. The second time I got in trouble, on a Sunday, me and this girl, Candace, I'll never forget this bitch. Her and I, she's a fucking heroin addict, and she's like, there's poppies out there. There's poppies. All the heroin addicts are like, yeah, there's poppies. You can get high. And I'm like, oh my God, let's go. So on a Sunday, we get our backpacks and we're like, all right, we're going to go. We're just going to go on a little walk or whatever. And we go and we pass a river, you know, like they don't care because there's nowhere to fucking go. You're not going anywhere. So we go on this like hike, right? And we think that we find these poppies, and we put the little seeds or whatever in our cigarettes, and we pretend like we literally think that we're getting high. Like, and I was like laughing, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I really thought that I was like getting high.
But there weren't.
Probably, no. I don't know what those were. They were little seeds that we believed were poppies, right? So we come back, we get back, and we're like laughing and whatever. And everyone's like, where'd you guys go? Like, what happened? Like, what do you guys do? I was like, oh, nothing, you know. And she ends up telling on us. So I got put on another 2-week ethics cycle.
Are they inspired to tell on
yes.
you? I mean, is that part of the...
Yes, that's part of the program. It's called Narconon. So you have to narc on people to
feel
is that why
like
it's free.
Called? Not narcotics, or who knows?
Who knows, but...
Okay.
So...
well, I mean, to be fair, that is kind of...
yeah.
A good thing.
Liberty.
Yeah, like at Liberty, it's like you pull, like, okay, so everything, the way we lived out in the world getting loaded, we have to completely change that when we're in sober living. We want to, like, you know, be our brother's keeper. And, like, if this fool's fucking up or, you know, wanting to get loaded or has reservations, like, you need to pull his covers because you're trying to save a life.
Yeah, so it's the same.
So, yeah, I actually got honest, and they, you know, moved me. I graduated early because I fucking was like, yo, I don't know if you guys know, but this dude over here is like got a bunch of drugs at his fucking apartment. And he's like, why are you telling them that? I'm like, I don't know. Are you trying to like get sober or not? Like, what are you doing? Like, and then they're like, does anyone, and then Robert was like, who here knows what the first step is? And I'm like, I have the least amount of time in the whole house, but I'm like, I read the fucking steps because I'm like there, you know, and I'm like, well, we admitted we're powerless over drugs and alcohol and our lives become unmanageable. And nobody else knew it. So they're like, this fool needs to get the fuck out of here because these other fools are holding him back.
No way.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's really cool.
So you went through all this crazy shit.
But that was just my first rehab experience. I had more. Because that first experience was not an introduction to AA. It was an introduction to Scientology-based stuff. These are all workbooks from L. Ron Hubbard, and you're not allowed to leave until you complete all the workbooks. And the workbooks are this thick, and there's about 10 of them. So everyone there is doing a year there. And so I was like, fuck this, I'm out. I had to sleep with a bunch of people just to get the fuck out of there because they were telling my parents that. They were telling my parents that I need to be there, and they had the phones tapped and they were listening to our conversations, and I was like, I need to get the fuck out of this place. It was really traumatizing for me.
Okay, so
and that's why you slept with people, not because you're
No, I got in trouble. That was a way to get kicked out. I think I slept with 2 people.
Why?
To get kicked out.
Right.
I don't even remember who they were.
Okay, I want to get a little more of your background, if you don't mind.
I don't.
Okay. So I think this is important because you're half Japanese and you didn't fit in up here, and that kind of made you feel bad because people were not being nice. They were making you feel different, making fun of you and teasing you into a little kid. That's just traumatizing. But you come from a affluent family, yeah? You guys are well off and you're well taken care of and
I think I've always been taken care of. I mean, I have a part of my family who has a lot of money, but my parents are just upper middle class. But I got to experience
Hold up, dude. I'm sorry. I got to share this with you guys. So, Billy, you know that I posted something earlier about our meeting, right? Remember that post? No. Oh my God, dude. People are just, it's the more you get, the bigger you get, the more people are having an opinion. So I posted something on my Instagram today about our meeting that we do. We just did a meeting.
Well, you know what? I think about this too, because it's not AA and the Washingtonians and all this.
So what?
Well,
here, look, this is my post, okay? Check it out.
I just got really excited because, bro, we have a meeting.
Yeah.
That's
why you're stoked?
Yeah, that makes me actually more stoked than anything else, I feel because we're going to go out here and we're going to do this little format for our meeting. If you guys want to see where we do our meeting, it's out here. Everyone's welcome. It's a Sermon on the Mount meeting. Emmett Fox's Sermon on the Mount, which is, really a sermon Jesus did on a mountain. We're not, religious or devout Christians or anything, but a lot of stuff that's talked about in this sermon, the Beatitudes and stuff, is really incredible, designed for living. And this is really what we need to be. This really is how we get fulfilled.
Yeah.
So that
12 steps are based off of this right here.
Yeah. So what could be better than this? At my house with this little Jackson Brown playing on the vinyl.
Yeah.
And we're gonna arrange the thing, and we have people coming, maybe not as many because of the riots and the curfew, but Cole's coming, Danielle's coming. And even if it's just the 4 of us.
Danielle.
Yeah, 4 of us is good.
Oh, you reposting?
I'm happy
No, I'm
to.
listening to what
I hope
you're...
we can get in there and get deep and raise our consciousness.
Yeah, because that's what happens is we actually get high a little. Because it's a surrender that happens. And I remember all the stuff I was worried about, all the stuff the fear, and I mean that stuff, it really robs me of a peace. And this really what?
Robs you of your life.
Yeah, and this really brings me back down to earth and reminds me that everything is exactly as it's supposed to be.
Yeah, we're such a motley crew.
I'm not quite there, but I'm grateful.
Right on.
Okay, so we did not say AA one time in the whole video. You said this is where the 12 steps come from. Okay, so this fucking guy,
Oh, man.
is just, I don't know what's, LOL, dudes, go do your research. What you are promoting has nothing to do with 12-step programs or its origin.
That's not true.
You need to stop cross-referencing that it does. You're both talking bullshit. You guys are into something.
Maybe he's right.
Let me finish.
I don't know.
You guys are into something completely different with completely hidden motives, agendas, and intentions to promote your brand. Reader, be aware. Profit for health is going on here and needs to be stopped. Recovery and treatment must be free to all those seeking recovery.
What?
I mean,
Who
it's just insane.
It is free, though. If you want to go to AA, that's how I got sober.
Bowie Wood. Yeah, this motherfucker goes hard on like all my shit, I think. It's fine. I just...
I mean, the 12 steps, I could be wrong. That's what I've learned.
It doesn't.
I'm no historian or anything.
Yeah, but bro, like, it doesn't even matter.
But
like,
when you read it, it's pretty.
Bro,
Bro.
We're doing a meeting with our friends about like how we can be better people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
And
you know
someone's gonna
those
try to
AA
fucking-
Nazis, you know what? They're fucking dry as, you know, and they just look for shit to like,
Yeah.
you know, they're not, we all know those people in the
fucked
meetings.
It's sad.
There's
man.
always those people.
It's just like really sad, man.
But at the same time, I don't want to be spouting out bullshit either. So it's kind of important to me. So
What is?
to be doing the right thing.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to get into her CBD.
Yeah, that's important.
Relapse thing, because you know at some point. So I just think we should be aware of like time. So we're at 40 minutes
Already.
Yeah. So I just want to like maybe if you want to just kind of like
I can make that one quick and talk
Sure,
about
whatever you want. I'm listening.
because here's the thing: is Danielle had
11 years.
11 years.
That's a lot of years
sober, and she just recently went out and smoked. You were like smoking weed.
I was smoking weed.
So,
Yeah,
like-
but it started with CBD.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
the reason I'm saying that you were smoking weed because she just said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna smoke some weed."
Oh, it's interesting, like how I watched my thought process, like how it evolved, or how it like led to that. It was basically like, I was first doing the CBD with like a small percentage of THC because they were saying that like the professionals said that it activates you need the
right,
small
you need
THC.
the cannabinoids and the THC
Right.
together.
So I believe that, right?
I think it might be true for a non-addict. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
But I've also like heard different too.
oh really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's bullshit. But whatever. I mean, it is what it is. So I think I was just at a place where I was like, whatever. Like, I'll just do 1-to-1 ratio. So first it was like a smaller amount than 1-to-1.
Okay. And how did that feel? It didn't get you higher, or a little bit higher?
No, I think it got me high, but it was a high that like I liked. It wasn't like a paranoid high. It was like a high, like a new way of seeing things. Mm-hmm. Right? Like I felt connected. I felt more connected than I ever have. Like that thinking, that chatter, that voice in my head was gone. Like I had like this calmness, this peace, this like just like, I don't know, like this way of just
Sounds
like being
wonderful.
fine. Yeah, it was wonderful. It was. And then the THC, the level increased.
Because that's just what addicts do, or what?
Yeah, and also like I was going to like MedMan, and I was going to different like THC stores, and like they happened to be out of like the
I
3-to-1.
So
And I
it's
was
all
like,
it's all
yeah.
kind of coincidental,
Yeah.
like little things.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. They happened to be out, and then I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just do like 1-to-1. And then like the next thing you know, I'm doing like 1-to-1, right? And then the next time I go there, they're out of 1-to-1, and so I'm just like, fuck it. Like, why? I might as well just be smoking pot.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
the same
who cares?
thing, right? Might as well.
And so that's basically what happened. That's really what happened. And that's how easy it happens. And I heard, I've heard in the, well, are we not allowed to talk about that?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay. I mean, I've heard other stories where people started using CBD and then they ended up on THC and then they ended up on heroin.
We've talked for hours because of my CBD incident that happened on this podcast. I was unaware, and it was posted, and people like there was a witch hunt happening, and it was bad. But we talked about this gray area because we know a lot of sober people using CBD, and others that have accidentally got like me, and it's sort of a weird thing happening. Also, hallucinogenics. People are using those that are in AA and or other programs, and
right.
So it's this gray area, and I'm not sure that in the right conditions it might be okay. I don't know. I don't know.
To each his own, really. Like, I'm not going to judge anyone that wants to do.
But at the same time, you could be on heroin or even just smoking pot all the time. Like, I remember I was a stoner. You miss out on your life because you're kind of in a pot haze. You know, you're not really feeling the emotions. Or for me, you know, I went to 12-step just for marijuana.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And then later I, did everything else. But meth is how I finally got sober too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool. We have a lot in common.
I love that shit. I like marijuana too, actually, but whatever. Yeah.
I mean, I really felt like good when I was smoking weed. I stopped. The main reason why I stopped was because I work in recovery. Like, I work in treatment. I answer the phone.
I find that interesting too, that you didn't want to stop. You stopped for another reason. But don't they say you need to do it for yourself?
No, I did it for myself. I did it because my mom goes, "You're being a hypocrite. Like, how are you?"
Right, but you're not doing it for yourself because of...
Well, nothing bad was happening.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's true. But nothing like bad was happening. I was getting some downloads basically that were like, you're meant to be smoking this right now because you're meant to gather this information that you're receiving, but you're meant to end this. Like, this is a small chapter.
Interesting.
And it's about to end real quick.
My experience, I freaking my brain went for like 15 hours in redefining every situation in my life with my new perspective. And I got a lot out of it because I was on this, I like a week prior, I had some health things and stuff, and I realized there's nothing but love and kindness for me personally. There is nothing else. Anything else is a waste of time and destructive for me. And then when I had that experience, it just backed it up so much. And, unfortunately, it was too late, and my relationship is over and all that stuff. But I want to be that person anyway. So it wasn't a bad experience, really, except for all the people getting mad at us and everything. But
I hate that.
Yeah, and I did crave. I did crave it after. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a hard time actually getting sober this time.
I bet.
I had to really tell on myself. I knew that by telling my sponsor, that was going to do it. Like, I knew it. And she got on she's this tough woman. She's like literally like the queen bee of LA, AA. And I told
who's that?
My sponsor.
What's your name?
Patty Bure. Dude, she's intense. She's the best.
She's dope.
She's Mike Tyson's ex-girlfriend.
Whoa.
She's like somebody that could deal with a guy like that, Like, I mean, I hear that he's a great guy, but I'm just saying, like, that intense. He is
now, yeah.
Right, but like a guy that's that intense, like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But anyway, I knew that by telling her what was going on, she was going to put an end to it real quick. And she's like, I was living with my boyfriend at the time, Rob, and Rob was smoking weed too. And she's like, get Rob on the phone. So she got on the phone with Rob. She goes, I don't care how many times Danielle asks you for weed, you do not give it to her. You make sure that she does not.
Was he smoking weed too?
Yeah, he was smoking weed too.
But he's not a sober person?
No.
Oh, okay. So the whole time you were with him, he was smoking?
No, because in the beginning when we were together, he got sober for me.
Oh, so he's just not an addict.
Weed. Yeah,
he's just a Norman.
I think he's an addict, but that's whatever.
Okay.
So this is your dude right now?
No, we're not together anymore. No, that just ended.
Because you shared about that at the meeting, how you kind of started resenting him. Yeah,
I resented him because he also got an Adderall and meth was my thing, and I told him not to get on Adderall. But then I'm such a hypocrite because I'm the one who found him the psychiatrist to get the Adderall. So it's like, I just felt bad because he couldn't, like, he was making excuses like he can't work. And so then he's like, I need Adderall. Adderall's like what helped me like work. But then when he started doing Adderall, then like, you know, it just like, it was all bad for me.
Okay. So you're now sober again.
I am. I'm like 60 days or something.
And this time we were talking on the phone and you were talking about how you're kind of grateful that everything happened.
I am. I'm really grateful for that experience. I got a lot out of it. I believe that I believe that the CBD thing came for a reason. And I think that I got a lot out of it. And I think that that's why you had your freebie. Like, you got a lot out of it.
And you know what was funny about the CBD thing is I was in the middle of my whole thing. I was literally high on CBD, like with her, but not really knowing. Because I was taking my friend. Are we still like not saying his name?
Your friend?
Yeah, who gave me a bottle?
I think we should just respect that.
Okay,
I mean,
cool. Sorry,
yeah.
I almost just had a moment of
That's
fuck
so
it.
funny.
Yeah, so be careful though how loud you get.
Why did I just scream into the
Yeah,
mic?
a little bit, but it's okay. Just stay.
Okay.
So I had a bottle of CBD that obviously had THC in it, but I was told that it didn't. Because it was made sort of homemade.
Plus, Pat
Same.
took like 5 times the recommended.
Plus, I
dose.
started taking more.
Because he does that with everything.
Wait,
Yeah.
say me too. Wait, that happened with me.
Right. So then I gave it to Billy because I was like, dog, you don't understand. Like, I feel like I'm high. And everyone was like, CBD doesn't get you high, blah, 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 unless it's got THC in it. And I'm like, well, this doesn't, you know, I trust my friend. And I had other bottles that
This
I bought.
isn't from Gus, right?
No.
Okay, because Gus gave me mine.
So
had-
whatever. The point is.
Gustavo?
Is that,
No, Gus. Does he listen?
yeah, Gus. No, yeah, Gus. I mean, we call him Gus. He was supposed to come tonight, but obviously he's going to use any
Wait a minute.
excuse
So
to
Gus
not.
is doing this? Gus is doing this too?
No, not anymore. No. Before he went
That
to
was a
rehab,
year ago.
He had all these bottles of CBD, and he's like, "Oh no, the guys had no THC."
But like the point is that when I met with Danielle, she was like, "Yeah, CBD, it's amazing," and she was like hitting fucking vape pens. And
Yeah, I remember the first time I met you, you're over there doing your CBD and telling me how it's great.
I was all about it.
So I that was definitely, she was one of the people that I trusted in the program who was telling me it was all good.
Oh, great.
No, I'm just saying, like, a lot of people were. It wasn't like I was just like fucking going off on my own doing this. And I think a lot of people are in a weird place with it because there's not more people talking about it. And that's the same thing with the fucking riots right now. Mm-hmm. It's like everyone's so afraid to to just be honest about what they're going through because other people like attack them.
Yeah.
And I'm just so fucking sick of it, man.
I mean, we could touch on that a little bit. I mean, her experience was racism when you moved here. I mean, what else would you call that?
No, that's racism.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, no, nobody ever said that it's not a problem. Like, racism is a problem, but it goes all ways. And the only way that we're ever going to get over this is if we start loving one another.
It does go all ways. Like, I grew up in the system, so the minority in the system is white boys and girls.
Oh, but you can't even say that. You can't even say
That's the minority in the
like,
system. That's the truth.
Bro, I went to
I lived it.
Me too. I went to Georgia to do my community service at a Goodwill in Georgia.
No way.
And I was the only white kid, and they fucking hated me.
So, yeah, you experienced
I
it
was
too.
the enemy. Also, hanging out with Wu-Tang, with Danny. Those fools thought I was the fucking devil. And it's like, okay, so I know what it's like. And it's like, you can't even say that.
Right.
Well, we don't completely because we weren't born and raised in it, all that. Well,
I've had podcasts with Nate and CJ and people talking about the racist thing. And yeah, I've been attacked for not empathizing with them. And it's just like we should be able to talk about these things without like vilifying. I'm not a fucking racist.
Well,
I know
your
it in my
sister's
heart.
your
Yeah,
sister's
no shit.
mixed race. I mean, this
Yeah, my sister's black.
some of your employees. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
it's
one of
crazy.
the. I mean, even your Kelly is married to a full-on Mexican. Like you
Yeah.
can't even understand him when he talks. You know?
But so
It's like-
here's what it comes down to is I like really, really don't like, it's just like your skin, like, who gives a fuck?
I know.
Like, it's so wild to me that someone can. I just am so.
It's not just because of your skin. It's because black people have been treated bad, and
I know
a lot of them grow up in the ghetto where you don't have the support that we. Okay.
No, but what I'm saying is that I'm not racist.
What's wrong?
It's an issue for me.
What?
Because I grew up a certain way, not like you guys.
But all I'm trying to illustrate is that I'm not racist.
Okay.
I don't understand how anyone could be, but I
can.
But I also understand that it's really fucked up, and blacks, African Americans, are not treated right, and I'll admit that, and it's fucked up, and I'm willing to do anything I can to help that situation, but I also am saying that, like, we have to be able to have these conversations without getting emotional.
See, okay, but I'm about to be honest a little bit then. So you don't understand what it would be like to be racist?
I personally, no, I don't. I think that there's good and bad in all races. And I think that there's really amazing, black people, Asian people, Mexican people.
Yeah, but that's intellectual. That's intellectual, and in the company and everything. But
what do you mean? It's intellectual.
So intellectually, of course, that makes sense.
Well, those are the facts. I think there's good in everything, and there's bad in everything.
Yeah.
So the point I'm trying to make is that we all need to be, like, more comfortable speaking so that we can be educated, right? And if we're afraid to talk, like, I posted something yesterday about how, like, this isn't just, I didn't say it wasn't about race. I said it's not just about race. I think it has almost more to do with, like, classism.
Okay, here's what I mean about
money.
Intellectual. Okay, so yes, that makes sense. Sorry, but racism is a feeling thing. It's a tribal thing. It's a fear thing. It's not intellectual. Like the argument doesn't hold up intellectually. So there's not an argument there. It's a.
Right,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we need to, like, shatter that. We need to shatter that with logic.
It's happening slowly, but it takes a long time, I guess.
Exactly. And it takes communication and open and being able to talk about things openly and honestly without being afraid to be judged. Yesterday I said this is about more than just race. It's about people being frustrated. Like, there's white kids, underprivileged kids that are looting, and there's angry young whites, Asians, Mexicans. There's angry young people and old people who feel like they've been treated unfairly their whole lives. Like you, for example.
Yeah, before I was on this tip, I just, I go back and forth because I think I have a heart, and some empathy, but at the same time, I want to destroy people,
Yeah, because you were born into the lower class.
Well, I have a weird story because, my mom was on welfare and, I was on the margins, but at the same time, I had a taste of the finer things because I had family members that I stayed with that had money, a lot of money. And so it was a weird dichotomy going on there. But yeah.
I'm just saying that, like, it's possible for a white person to...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And any color. And that's why I love how Tupac was saying, it's about, like, the money, like, and the privilege and underprivileged poor people get fucked over. And our government's been lying to us for centuries. And there's, the same drugs that the government put on the streets are the same drugs that are killing people, and they can't even get help because they don't have, like, insurance, or they don't have, like, money to go to rehab. And it's just, like, fucked. a lot of shit is fucked. And it's like, I'm not even saying it's anyone's fault necessarily, but I'm saying that like a lot of people are angry and it's not just blacks.
You know what I love? What's happening right now on Instagram? If you get, everyone's putting a black thing.
Right.
Everybody. Everyone, look, everyone's doing it.
Huh.
So I just did it.
Well, I think that's part of the problem too, though, is like nobody can think for themselves. Everyone just wants to jump on the bandwagon, whatever that bandwagon is.
Well, for me, like, I feel like I get it. Like, people are just trying to make a statement and get on the same page. Like, they're not into racism and Black Lives Matter. I mean, that's what they're doing. Black Lives Matter. That's what this is.
For sure. But I'm, you know, I have a friend, Aziza, who's a black chick who actually used to, you know, I used to tour with, and she's like a great friend of mine. She was the girlfriend of Angie's brother. And she...
That's not true. People aren't just trying to get on the bandwagon. This is how change begins. You have, like, I posted the black thing too because I do need to do something. I have my opinion, but I have to, like, figure out how I can actually, like, where's my part?
Yeah.
So, like, and it's not just posting, but it's like, all right, I need to start, like, understanding what I can do.
Okay, so what
is the census? I gotta fill it
okay,
out.
so what if you don't what if you don't post a black thing? Are you racist?
No.
Right. But like some black people think that you are if you don't post it.
I don't think that's true.
Well, I mean, I definitely
here's what it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're racist. You got to get over that shit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are. So everyone's saying they're not. I think that's bullshit.
Right. Well, I definitely know I'm not.
I'm not racist. What do you mean?
What?
He's saying that, of course you're not.
Yeah, I know. But like I posted something, but it's like when Larry David says some shit on the show like, "Oh, I didn't know you were gay." And the gay guy gets offended. It's like, dude, I'm just talking about it. Like, if you really aren't racist, then you can say, "Yo, I think it's about classism also. I think it's about like the underprivileged also. Yeah, it's about race, but it's also people are angry about a bunch of other shit too, about being lied to and being forced to quarantine when like, is there even a fucking coronavirus? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what the fuck is really going on?
What's really going on?
Like, I don't know. Like,
One world order.
Something feels fucking weird. And I think that this racism thing is a distraction, to be honest with you. I think that, like, I don't know, man. I think a part of it is like this left-right thing.
I kind of felt blood in the streets coming.
Yeah, for sure. Like there needed to be a revolution. There needed to be change. But I think that making it about just this one Black Lives Matter only, it's like, wait a second. There's other shit going on also.
Yeah.
It's not that simple.
It's complicated.
It is a little
right. And then, but when we simplify it and make it about just this one thing, it's like, wait, okay, so now we're good.
No, it's really complicated. All the problems are super complicated.
Like, okay,
if they weren't, we would solve them.
So it's like, yo, what if this was a distraction so people don't look at this whole COVID thing? Like now everyone's tripping on this, and they're not even. Now they've almost forgotten about like whether or not the COVID thing was real.
I'm just waiting for a big earthquake to like just top it off.
Dude, Jesus is coming back.
Hold on a second, you guys. This is fucking serious.
For
right
real.
Please.
That's what's going to come. No,
this is serious.
But this is serious. I really believe Jesus is coming back.
Yeah. I mean, Angela thinks it's the one world order too.
But I'm saying that like, what if COVID was just a way for them to like get a vaccine that's like putting
that's real too.
I'm not getting that vaccine.
No, neither am I. Don't get
whatever though. Okay, great. You guys aren't going to get it, but like millions of other people are.
What if they make it mandatory? What if they make it mandatory?
They're probably going to.
Do you know who's behind the vaccine?
And you know what? Like people are going to
the pharmaceutical companies.
Dude, what's his name? Bill
Gates. This vaccine or just vaccines in general?
I think this vaccine in particular, but vaccines in general as well.
Yeah. Well, Angela's an anti-vaxxer. I know everyone hates those people. Our kid hasn't been vaccinated, not by my choice. I would choose to have her vaccinated, but it's an argument that I'm not going to win.
I'm not anti either, but like now, like this whole COVID thing, like really got me like doing some research, and I won't be getting the vaccine.
She has some pretty if she'd ever come on the podcast, she has some real solid information that might be interesting.
I want to talk to her actually.
She won't talk. She won't even come here. This is like bad juju.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, Summer can't come here. She can't go to the Evigans either.
You're kidding. What does she think is bad juju about this place?
Well, Pat, here's the thing. You know the Evigans?
No.
Oh. She doesn't think Pat's so bad because I don't know why. Okay, here's the thing with Christians, okay? Here's one reason why I'm skeptical.
Okay.
Is they all have their sects, right? Not sex, but sects.
Okay.
So this Christian thinks that Christian's on the wrong path. And some Christians think they're Christians, but they're deceived.
Okay.
So she's the real deal as far as she's concerned, and her people.
Yeah.
But us, we're lost. We think we're doing the right thing, but we're demonic. We're on, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't say we, because I'm not even claiming that, but
Sorry.
Dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you touching yourself?
Why are you blowing on your balls?
I'm just airing my shit out. I haven't worn like underwear and pants in like a while. I've just been wearing like really like loose yoga pants. So I'm like kind of, but like, so we're reading Sermon on the Mount. That's not.
It is not. It's
Emmett Fox is. It's all.
It's metaphysics. He says it right there. It's not Jesus. It's metaphysics. So he's interpreting Jesus's Sermon on the Mount.
I can't be a part of it then.
I'm so sad she can't come back.
Oh, really?
No, I'm kidding.
So
I want to do some research.
I just want to talk a little bit about something right now. I feel like almost guilty, and I'm afraid of what I may or may not have just said. Right?
On the podcast?
Yeah, because people I don't know, man. This whole thing about like people posting a black thing, like,
but dude, like, okay, there's a few people I know that I really think aren't racist.
Like everyone's posting it. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
And you're one of them. I mean, your family and the people you hire. I mean, you don't seem to, if anyone's down, you're cool, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
I wonder if fucking Tim posted it. Of course he did.
I mean,
what about Jason and Victoria?
Okay, this is the thing. Listen,
what?
Hold on.
What if you post a white?
Wow.
Hold on.
Just do a white one.
I don't like to follow. Pat.
What if I
Pat,
do a white one?
listen to me. Pat, you're like me. You don't like to follow. You don't want to be a follower. You don't want to follow the crowd or whatever. But like when it comes to this thing, you're just putting your hand in and saying like I'm a part of. Like I am for this.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has no idea what I just said.
Yeah, he does. I heard you too.
No, I'm just gonna do it real quick.
Okay.
I think you should do white though.
Shut the fuck up. That's horrible.
Get him in so much trouble.
I know. I'm probably gonna get killed when this comes out.
No, you're not.
It's funny. As soon as I saw Steve do it, I'm like, all right, I'll do it.
Steve who?
Love.
See, that's so funny. Like, that's what it took for you to do it. Like,
no, I'm like so rebellious by nature.
that's what I just said.
So yeah, so
am I. And it took a minute for me to give in too. I'm like, fuck. I had to like go through the process of like, I don't want to like.
Yeah, I fuck.
Okay, here's my problem. So
you got to do it too.
Yeah,
no,
you have
I'm
to
not
do
doing it.
Why?
So you're not doing it.
Ooh,
no.
Why?
Because like I'm the same as you. That's why.
But I just did it.
Well, sorry, you're a follower, man.
Yeah, I
Oh
know.
my
But,
God, are you
no,
kidding me?
no. But I'm down to follow this.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
you do
down
it?
to follow.
Do what? Post a black picture. On what? So Instagram, you're supposed to just post a black thing.
You're not supposed to. You're.
You got. That's too loud. You got to do it over there. So last night, Alex Two Tone was like the first person to do it. He did it last night.
Dope.
He started.
He may have.
Who's Alex Two-Toned?
Wow, this is interesting.
It's really cool.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
I love that.
I'm seeing a bunch of people do it.
What?
Now that I'm scrolling.
Are you got to do it?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Fuck it, because here's what we're doing, Billy. We are following, and we are saying that like this shit's wrong.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what we're
wrong.
doing.
Things have to change.
Yeah, that's it.
I agree with that.
So you got to post it.
No.
Oh, why?
Because I'm just not 100%.
On what?
Like, I don't agree with a lot of these people online.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that you can't have your own. Like, okay, so what do you not agree with?
I don't know. Can I think about it for
Hold
a
on a
minute?
second, Steve. Look at Steve. I love Steve. He look at his comment. He has a picture of himself doing a handstand.
I can't.
And he wrote, "Can someone post this on Craigslist for me, please?"
I don't get it.
I don't either.
It's just
like, is that a date? Like, he
What
wants
does
to.
that even mean?
I don't know. It's just stupid. Like, look at the fucking picture of him doing a handstand. Can someone post this on Craigslist for me? Like, what? Like, it's just, I don't know. I guess you guys just a high level.
Okay, let's talk about some real stuff that's going to
Okay.
help others. Because why do we
All
do
right.
this podcast? Like, why?
Here's what's going to help
what's the
others.
point of this?
Here's the solution, okay? It comes down to the individual, every individual. So a lot of these people breaking into buildings and doing violence, those individuals need to jump on board too. Nothing's going to change if the individuals don't. You know what I mean? You can implement laws.
Yeah, and that's another thing is like, okay, so you can post a bunch of black pictures on Instagram. Now what? Like, okay, cool, great. Like, everybody on Instagram is like down. They're not, the people on Instagram aren't the problem. The problem
Right,
are the
right.
fucking billionaires and the uber elite and the fucking, like, that's the problem. The problem is that these people are fucking racist. A lot of these people that are owners of these massive corporations, and they're like old. It's like old money. It's old money.
Well, my uncles are racist. They live right here in Thousand Oaks. I mean, they say all those words and shit, and they think it's funny. It's like I'm on the cusp of this change. You know, I'm a little older than you guys. You guys are a little more, and like the new kids, like my daughter and stuff, they don't even know, really, barely. Like this, you know what I'm saying? Like the old guard, they grew up that way.
My mom's calling. This is going to be funny. You want to hear her? Okay. Hi, Mom.
Where are you?
I'm still here. I'm doing a podcast. I'll be home in like an hour.
What is it?
I'll explain to you.
It's called Learning to Lose.
It's called Learning to Lose. I'll show you when I come over tomorrow.
You know what? I think freeway, no cars, only police is waiting.
You think?
Uh-huh.
I don't think so, because there's other people in this house that have to leave too.
Very strong. Joey told me every iPhone, every telephone, the alarm, emergency call.
I didn't get one on mine.
No, because Los Angeles County.
But I'm not in Los Angeles County.
Right now, yes.
Okay, but I promise you, don't worry. I'm not going to get in trouble.
But if you don't go home and I cannot sleep, that's it.
Okay, well, I'm going to be going home soon.
Okay, call me, okay?
Okay, I love you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, bye. She's the cutest woman
That's
ever.
cute. Yeah.
Damn, this shit is crazy.
I know.
this is, you know, this could be like finally like, you know, the end. I mean, there's been a lot of stages in this, you know.
Something else is going to happen.
No, I'm saying as far as like, you know, people finally really like treating African Americans the way they should be treated.
Dude, I put them
They're
on a
still
higher
not
level.
treating them that way, though. Nothing's changed.
Oh.
I mean, they're still going, well, we should say they, but the underprivileged are still going to their underprivileged lives. I mean, what's changed? Maybe people are waking up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure they are. And that's what needs to happen. They've been waking up for a long time. And now they're waking up even more.
It still comes down to the individual, though.
Yeah,
I mean, whoever you are, have to start treating people different. You need to start trying to see from the other side.
Yeah, all people. That's what I'm saying, right? It has
All
to be
people.
all people. So if you're
Yeah.
if you're black, you have to stop being angry at white people.
Yeah, that
and
makes
if you're
sense.
white, you have to stop being angry at all people.
That makes
like,
sense.
and that's why I'm so not racist that I'm trying to find it in my heart to not be angry at that cop.
I know.
Because that's the motherfucker that I want to be mad at.
No, I know.
So I'm like, all right, how can I do my work?
Well, that's Jesus' teachings right there.
Mm-hmm.
So
And the
that
other
and
two.
What
that's
would
what
Jesus
and
do?
that's what I said, and people are like, whose side are you on?
Well,
and I'm like, hold up.
You're on the side of humanity.
There are no fucking sides.
See,
It's love.
That's the
We need to
tribalism.
love everyone. Now I'm finally getting to the point I want to try to make.
And look who's here, Woodstock.
Yeah, and he's in the back going, what up? No, because like,
You get
we have to find the people we're the most angry at, and we need to forgive them.
I know,
and we
that's
need to
really
love
hard.
them. And that's hard.
And that ain't
hard.
easy.
And people think that they can't even believe that I'm like talking about, I feel bad for this cop right now because like he's the most hated individual on the planet. He's in prison and there's riots happening because of this motherfucker.
Okay, can I say something? So,
Yeah, when I'm done.
Okay, sorry.
And this fool's going to either kill himself or be killed, and he fucking knows it.
I wish they could interview him.
I know, like I wish we could but that's the thing is like people are so mad. It's like it's kind of like the Manhunter thing where it's like these people, you know, when the FBI first started interviewing serial killers, everyone was like, "Are you fucking crazy? Like you want to talk to those crazy fucks?" And they're like, "Yeah. I want to understand what the fuck's really going on with these people." So it's like, I want to have enough empathy to like talk to this dude and understand what the fuck. And that other dude on Joe Rogan, like this dude on Joe Rogan, he's this black dude who started like befriending KKK dudes, and he turned a bunch of KKK members just from like trying to really understand. And like that's
gnarly.
like that's what's up. Like
Yeah,
you
I get
can't
it.
fight fire with fire. It can't be an eye for an eye.
Okay, not a lot of people think like you. Like I see like the way you see things, and I respect that, and I love the way that you see things, and you're
But like that's punk rock.
But that's totally punk rock. But unfortunately, like a lot of this world is not that way.
I know, but
They're
I'm gonna,
closed-minded.
and that's okay. I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do.
Exactly. Keep doing what you're doing.
Open-mindedness takes a lot of work.
And you know what's really cool and what's really amazing is that like
Here's the thing,
thousands and thousands of people that are being touched by my message right now.
And
I believe that.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Here's
That is cool.
Here's why it's so difficult, because when you stop pointing the finger, you got to look at yourself.
Exactly.
Like you were telling your mom just a little while ago, like it's like one of the most difficult things to look at yourself and to, you know.
Yeah, it is, and maybe it's easier for me because I've been doing therapy for 20 years, and so I've been sober for 15 years, and I don't know. For me, looking inwardly is just like,
well, it's habitual because we realize there's no other solution.
Yeah, it's become a habit for me, and I'm starting this new character is starting to get so strong, and I'm so able to, you know, look at my part and just accept everyone as they are. That I'm expecting others to be able to do that, and they can't. and that's okay.
Yeah, so that's the thing. We've been doing this for decades. Well, you know,
and it's okay.
And it's a slow process, and it's hard, but it is a solution. Yeah, I believe.
And sometimes I say some shit that is like too ahead, and people are like, "Whose side are you on?" Because
no sides.
But that's what I'm saying is they can't even.
I love that you said that, though.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, sides. Joe Rogan says all the time the tribalism. Yeah.
Well, bro, I might as well just play the fucking video.
Whose side are you on? Someone just said, whose side are you on? Because I said I actually feel bad for the cop right now. Does that mean what he did was right? Fuck no. Does that mean I wouldn't smash his face into the fucking curb? Pain is pain. Like, the guy is the most hated man on the fucking planet right now. Like, I don't know. We don't know what he was going on with him. All right, we're all people. We're all people. He's a person. Floyd's a person. I love all people. Okay, the cop's sick. He's a sick fuck. I don't know. Maybe he was traumatized as a child. I don't know, dude. He's racist. He was brought up as a racist. Who knows? But like, fuck, the only way we're ever gonna like get through any of this is if we have empathy for each other, no matter how fucked up the person is. I don't fucking know. That's just how I am, dude. For somehow I just always feel, you know, damn, I just fucking opened a banana with one hand and fucking peeled it. What?
That's amazing. That's the most impressive thing about that video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, because I think it's.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I it's hard to not be. You
I don't even know where my phone is.
You don't want to be too serious. You got to hit him with a little bit of that fucking comedy at the end because people are just.
It's more digestible.
But I mean, honestly, if you want to see what motherfuckers are writing here, I got 139 comments. Hold up, let's look. Let's look. There's no excuse for what he did. Don't be ridiculous. Oh. I understand what you're saying. Hold up. Thank you so much for this. I feel for him. His action caused a ripple effect felt by us all. Us always thinking. Thank you, Pat, for saying this.
What about that? Maybe it needed to happen.
Dude,
for
I feel
change.
this. Dude, I feel this so much. I'm often described as too empathetic, and I feel wrong for it. But I totally feel you, my friend. You're well spoken. Yes, human is human. Pain is pain. We need empathy for this person who said this. The person who said that has never been in recovery before. Right? Recovery teaches us to see good in everyone. Maybe he was on a 3-day bender. You know what I mean? Like, you never really know. And you know what's even more crazy? Like, that's another thing I said is it's not about this one isolated incident. Right? Like, this guy, like I just found out recently that these two dudes work together at some bar. Like, yeah. The cop and Floyd like knew each other.
Oh.
So there's some whole other
personal.
It may. I don't know. We don't really know because like
we don't know.
And that's another weird thing to me is that like, you know, when Biggie and Tupac died, like,
wouldn't that be crazy if it wasn't racist? It was a personal feud.
Yeah.
And then we find out after we've destroyed half the.
No, but like but the point I'm making is that it doesn't really matter because it's not really about that one thing. It's about like a bigger issue that needed to be addressed. So it's like, and this kind of goes back to the whole learning to lose thing. It's like, okay, this might seem like a bad thing, but really in the end, it's going to be good for humanity. Right?
Yeah, George was basically like Jesus, who went out first, and what's going to come from it is going to be change.
Yeah.
Right? Or no?
We'll see.
Yeah, but you know, it's like Indians too. Like,
but it could also.
It started with us taking this land from Indians. That's fucked up.
The
like
white devil, man. Like everywhere we go.
But the Indians, like, what about the Indians? No, I'm serious,
no, I
dude.
know just the way you say it.
Like, you feel me?
Well, and like, you know, I have a personal thing to this because Angela's new fiance is a fucking Native American.
Yeah, but they got done the most dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it's just like this is what it comes down to. It comes down to wealth and power and greed. It's not about the color of anyone's. I mean, okay, it is about the color of people's skin because there are racist fucks out there. But it's like it's more, in my opinion,
you're right.
In my opinion, it has more to do with wealth and power. And most of the wealthy happen to be white people, which is fucked up. But like,
If George
it's
was
not
like
about the race thing. It's about the wealth thing and the classism thing. Like motherfuckers. And Tupac
I
was saying
just
this.
read this in Young. He said that human beings have become a commodity. He was saying how he got away from Judeo-Christian beliefs and that human beings and the earth has become a commodity and it's going to destroy humanity. And the only solution is to go back. Oh, I can't.
Carl Jung said this?
I just read it like 2 days ago. It's in my book, underlined. But he said this a while ago. He predicted this. He's not the only one.
Carl Jung.
It's been happening for a while. Even
So
the
this is where
Unabomber
we
dude.
need you, Woodstock, is to find this quote.
Yeah, Carl Jung.
Carl Jung. And what did he say? Humanity is a commodity.
We've gone away from our Judeo-Christian birthright, or I can't. But basically, it's made the earth and humans a commodity, and that it's going to be the downfall of society or humanity, and the solution is to go back to those birthright. I'm sorry, I can't quote it, but it's in that book, and I underlined it.
Creative powers can.
The spiritual problem of the modern individual? Is that the book?
No. It's the book is it's a very short.
Hold up, dude. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol, morphine, or idealism. Okay, so that's amazing, right? Because I think there's a lot of people who are clinging to this ideal of racism and everything.
You're thinking about
like I used to have a friend, Nate, right? For him, everything was about race. Everything. Because that was his idealism. Every single thing.
What is the definition of idealism?
What's the definition of idealism?
I'm getting it right now.
So it's like, and like for me, it's all about punk rock. Okay? And resisting and not following the herd. But I just went against that by posting that photo because,
of forming or pursuing ideals, especially unrealistically.
So yeah, we need to get him a mic at some point. I've been looking for an excuse to get a fourth mic, and we could have you like chilling over here with like a laptop and a mic if you ever want to chime in or like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just think that that's an interesting. I just looked up Carl Jung quotes, and I think that one is very relevant to what we're talking about because like we all need to have an open mind, including myself. So for
empathy.
Yeah, but Billy, like you don't want to post that shit because you're like me.
It's that, and I like to think about things before I do them.
Okay, but like, yeah, but this is.
So I'm not just gonna do something.
Yeah, it's okay. I just and to be honest with you, like for me, like the black thing, it's kind of like the Jesus thing. It's like I don't like to label like. Because for me, we should have posted a photo of like all the colors. All lives matter. Right?
I mean, I did with my hand, with different hand colors.
Yeah.
But people are actually making it more about like Black Lives Matter.
Well, the whole thing is when people are saying the all lives matter thing, it's like saying this person's house is on fire, but I want you to hose my house down too, even though it's not on fire. Because right now...
Here, you want to say that? Because I think that's kind of dope.
Yeah. Say.
And also, I have to use the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
Woodstock's gonna come in here with some gems here. Because I see you in the back. Like I feel like you kind of have something to say about all this.
Well, race is definitely something that I've had to overcome my own little bit because my dad did 25 years in prison out here. So I would go visit my dad. And kind of be told, like, not to go associate with the other kids that were there of color because on the inside, there's so much conflict going on.
Hold up, so your dad did...
My dad did 20 years on his third term in prison.
Wow. So he's out now.
Yeah, he's out now, but for 5 years. But my dad, he's got the SWP on his stomach. He's got the Swazis on his side. He's got all those earned tattoos. So there'll be times where I'll be like, why don't you get that removed? And he'll be like, why? You know? Or he'll make a joke and drop the N-word, and I'm like, I have friends who are like closer to me than you. So when you say this, it's offensive to me. And he's like, well, just shoulder shrug it, you know what I mean? And so I almost ruined Christmas because he made a comment, and I'm like, can't you just not say that one word? You know, can't you not do that? And he's like, he made me the bad guy, you know? And so growing up, I had to, you have a little bit of that kind of pumped into you as a kid, right? But then you grow up with your own eyes and you see the world for what it is, and you go, dude, you're wrong. Like, you're dead ass wrong, bro. Everything you're saying is just so wrong. And how are you going to say Jesus afterwards? You know, how are you going to claim to be a man of God afterwards? And you have that much hate in your heart. You are literally living in anger, you know? And that's exactly what you are. Jesus says, do not live in anger. You know, to be a follower of Jesus means you are supposed to emulate him to a degree, follow Christ, become Christ-like. You cannot carry that much hate in your heart and be Christ-like at the same time. Cannot be done. So it's really hard for me to look at my dad and be like, yeah, you're walking the walk, but you got this hate in your heart, and then you say you've changed, but these small little jokes, you would not make these jokes if you really changed.
Okay, so school me on the Black Lives Matter thing.
Oh, okay, so
as opposed to All Lives Matter. So this is good, right? So this is what needs to happen, right? And Mallory, Tim's ex-girlfriend, posted something today about like, yo, you can't just have thoughts and not say them. So I'm talking. I'm like, yo, I'm not racist, but this is my opinion, right? So now I'm going to get schooled on like the fucking house burning shit about why it does need to be Black Lives Matter, right? And don't hate on me for like not knowing this. Like, we all need to be more comfortable talking about it so that we all understand how African Americans feel. I want to know how they feel because I'm not one. And to be honest with you, I grew up in Agora Hills. Right. All the black dudes I knew are fucking mad privileged, right, including Nate.
Right. So the fire complex, or the fire analogy is kind of like, okay, so you have a house, right? And one house is on fire and the rest of the neighborhood is perfectly fine. So the fire ambulance or the fire department, they're going to come and water the house that's on fire, right? But then you come out and you say, hey, no, I want you to water my house too, because my house is just as important. My house is just as valuable. My house means just as much. Yeah, but your house ain't on fire.
Right.
You're not being oppressed like that. You're not walking outside being afraid.
Yeah, he's great, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I get it.
I've had bad altercations with the police, mainly because of the way I present myself, my walk, my talk, my whatever, the way I dress.
Yeah.
Okay, but 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be all right. All right. I got homies that completely non-gang affiliated at all, been guns up against the head, down on the thing for no reason other than being black, being a minority, and that's not something that most white people, or any white people, really have to feel that way unless they have put themselves in that type of box. You know what I mean? Being someone on parole, being someone on paper, being someone who's made it to where you are on the cops' radar. You know what I mean? So that's why right now the attention is on Black Lives Matter, because they're the ones right now struggling. It's not just blacks, though. It's all people of color, you know?
Yeah, it is. It is. And Mexicans.
I have a question. So, like, I have a lot of black friends, right? I mean, I feel uncomfortable because, like, I just am so anti-racism that, like, I don't want them, like, my black friends to feel uncomfortable by saying Black Lives Matter, because, like, then you're making it, like, I'm making it a thing. Like, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but, like, I don't get it.
I know what you're saying.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, some people with privilege shouldn't be saying that because it's not them. Like it doesn't.
Yo, so here's what I'm gonna do real quick. This is what I'm gonna do. So check it out. So Woodstock just kind of put me up on a little bit of game right here, and I'm gonna share with you what I just learned, right? Because I'm learning too, right? Because I grew up in a privileged community, Agora Hills, and I'm fucking white and I'm privileged. And even the black dudes I grew up with are fucking privileged, right? If there's a house on fire, right? Like, this is why it's Black Lives Matter and it's not All Lives Matter, right? Because if there's, or all colored lives matter, right? Because there's a racist motherfuckers out there that see that your skin tone is a different color and they treat you differently, right? So their house is on fire, right? My house isn't on fire. So when the fire department comes to water all the houses, when all the fucking lives matter, it's a waste of fucking water.
100.
Right? So the houses that need to be watered are the black houses. So that's why Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, because currently, at the current moment, those are the people being oppressed.
Yeah.
Those are the people fighting the fight for so long.
Right,
And
okay.
their house has been on fire for years, man.
Cool. So this is one white, privileged American that's standing up and saying, let's fucking water all the black houses. And Black Lives fucking matter.
100.
More than, for right now, maybe even more than any other lives. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just want to be down and I just want to be supportive and I want to be helpful. And that's me, like, going with the grain, honestly. Mm-hmm. And for me, like, to go with the grain and to post a black photo and to do what everyone else is doing, that's like, I always want to try to think differently and, like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, fuck that. Like, Black Lives Matter. Like, I'm fucking down.
You see a movement that is worth standing up with and going with it instead of finding a way, how can I not go against this? No, you're seeing something that you're like, yes, 110%, I'm going to ride that train.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm fucking down. I just don't know what else. I wish there was something else I could do. You know what I'm saying? Besides just, like, make a fucking Instagram post.
No,
you know,
you're doing
like
something by
no, we're
podcast.
doing a podcast.
Yeah.
We're talking about it, and I just think it's important for, like, people to be talking about it more. Like, I shouldn't be afraid to say, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, right? Because I didn't grow up.
Does this mean that I'm not for Black Lives Matter? I'm saying all lives. Like, when
So,
you
yeah.
see that, what do you?
I mean, I hope that made some fucking
What
sense.
do you see?
All the prayer hands?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure some people will probably be like, yeah, she's saying all lives matter there. I don't see anything negative about it.
What do you think, Old Leg, about all this?
You know?
Okay.
I don't see anything negative connotation.
No.
But, like, I'm not trying, but I want to say, like, I'm putting my hand in and saying Black Lives Matter.
Right.
But then this is going against that.
I just think it's interesting. It would be interesting
Saying Black
because
Lives
you
Matter
come
and
from
all
another
lives
country, and it's
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
is there
cool.
black
Okay,
people
thank you.
and is there any black people where you come from?
Like probably 10 in a million.
10 in a million. There is a few though around here, huh?
Like I never had any like the problem.
But there's racism where you're from too, yeah. But it's different.
I wouldn't say it's racist
Really?
because we don't have like there is
Classism.
Yeah.
a little bit like.
Thank you for listening. Love you guys. Peace.